Hey guys, so for today's video, I have another fall makeup tutorial, except this one is all drugstore, super glam. Wanted to do like really warm, rustic, orangey kind of tones, but I mainly was kind of really inspired by this lipstick. It's so rich and warm. It just looks like a fall leaf to me, so I wanted to kind of play up those fall, rustic, leaf kind of tones today. Like I said, everything on my face is drugstore and super full coverage. I also tried out a couple new products today, which I'm really excited for. So you guys are actually gonna get a few first impressions as well. But if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this really warm, rustic, orangey, fall drugstore glam, that's such a long like title, why do I always do that? Makeup look, then keep on watching. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. For today's look, I wanna use the Wet n Wild primer. I'm gonna use the dewy one. It's like half moisturizer, half luminizer, because it does have a bit of like a luminizer in it, and it looks really pretty underneath foundation. So for foundation, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Stay, I always want to say Stay Matte, Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation. I think for today, maybe I'll mix these two shades, 310 and 220. So I'm gonna use 310 first. This foundation is so good, like it's so creamy and so full coverage. When I first tried it, like my first impression wasn't that good. I don't know why, I don't know why. But I love it now, it's such a good foundation. So I'm just gonna start off with that and see how I like that. I think that's gonna be enough. And just blend that out with my beauty blender. 310 actually matches pretty perfectly. It's like the smidge bit too dark, but it's fine. I love this foundation because it looks really like flawless. To me, this foundation is like a mixture of the Huda Beauty foundation mixed with my Giorgio Armani. Like if those two had a baby, I feel like that's what this foundation would be. I don't know what concealer I want to use today. Like, let me back up a little bit. I don't know what concealer I want to use today. I'm kind of like, oh my god, do I want this one or this one? It's really hard to choose. I actually have a lot of products today that I set out that I just couldn't choose. So I have like two of some items and I'm gonna have to pick and choose. Let's use, no, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Master Concealer. I really love this concealer. I just hate the damn applicator. I say that every time I use it, but it's just like, I need to make it known. Because I'm just hoping Maybelline will be like, oh, Amy hates the applicator, let's make a new applicator. That's literally what I'm hoping. But I do love this concealer. It's just perfect. Like, I need this in a doe foot. Anyways, this is the shade, see how like weird and awkward it is to put on? This is the shade, I think 20 Light. And of course, I'm just gonna blend that out. To me, the way I would describe this concealer is like Tarte Shape Tape, but more liquidy. Like not as thick. Bring it up the sides of my nose. Do a little reverse contour. Okay, I have been like dying to try this. This isn't a drugstore item, but it's just a tool. You know, today's drugstore makeup, not tools. But anyways, I've been like dying to try this. This is the new Beauty Blender little puff where you're gonna like bake with. I'm like so excited to try it. It's so cute. It's like a little cutie. And actually the thing is reversible. So you can do this instead. Oh my god, so cute. So today's gonna be my first time using it. By the way, I'm so silly. You're supposed to put your finger inside here. Anyways, so I've really been liking the Huda Beauty baking powder. Drop my powder. I've really been liking the Huda Beauty baking powder. I never used to bake, but ever since I tried that, I've been like in love with it. So I want to do a drugstore version of that. I know that I love this. This is the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Powder, but then I saw this in my new product section and I was like, maybe I should try that today. This is the Revolution. Have I tried this already? No. No, I haven't. The sticker is still on. This is the Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Banana Powder, and I'm really excited for it. Sometimes banana powders are like too yellow, so I should really see what color this is gonna look like. Oh yeah, this should be okay, but I'm gonna be really mad if it's too dark. Like, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, Makeup Revolution, okay. I mean, I'm kind of nervous to see how I like it because I've noticed that I'm really picky with loose powders because I don't like to look dry anymore. Like, I'm kind of picky about that. That's why I really love the Huda one, because it doesn't make me look dry. It's so finely milled. You know what? I just had a random thought. Does anybody know how to wash these? Like, would you wash this the same way you would wash your makeup brushes and your beauty blenders? I don't really use puffs. I mean, I have one, but I've never really used it before. So, I don't know. Like, what do? Do you wash it with water and soap? Let me know. So, I don't like to bake for long. So, let's dust this off. By the way, one of you guys asked me last time, oh my God, the name is rubbed off. This is like the 510 or the 310. The name is completely rubbed off. Sorry. I know I've mentioned it in a past video, so maybe I'll search around and then I'll leave it linked in the description box. But it's perfect for dusting off. So I always like to go in after the powder with my wet, whatever's left over on my sponge, and just go over it. I don't know why I like to do that, I just do. So just for a little bit of extra brightening, I really love this NYX banana powder. It is so good. Like, it's super light. As you can see, it almost looks white, but it's so, so, so good. Like, if you just want that little extra brightening. So I think for today, I'm gonna go straight in with cream contouring, skip the cream bronzer, and then I'll just do powder bronzer. So I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild contour stick. I believe this is in the shade Where's Walnut? Yeah, Where's Walnut. So I am just going to contour. Same shade, I'm just using a bigger brush. This is the e.l.f. 103. So I'm going to do a little bit of nose contouring. I'm going to use the Rimmel Insta Duo Contour Stick. I'm just going to do a light contour. So today is my chance to try the new Wet n Wild bronzers. I know I'm so late on this, but yeah, so these are two new bronzers. We have Queensland and then You're Dragging Me Down. So here's how Queensland looks. And then it seems like Dragging Me Down is just a little cooler. Okay, I like how it's not too pigmented. It only picked up a little bit. I don't really like when bronzers are like overly pigmented because it can be difficult to work with. Well, that's super easy to work with. I actually like this. Okay, for highlight, I really want to use a liquid one first. I love this one. This is one of my favorite drugstore liquid highlights. This is Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid in the shade Medium Nude Glow. I'm just going to take a little bit on my beauty blender. It's my favorite way to apply liquid highlights. Rub it around and dab it on. So pretty. So for highlight, I could not decide what I wanted to use. This is like a classic pair for me. I love pairing the Maybelline liquid with the Master Chrome. This is like such a good highlight. And then I also really wanted to use this because I haven't used it in a while. This is a really nice highlight palette. This is the NYX Strobe of Genius. I love this shade right here. This is a really nice palette, you guys. But then I also have these new ones. This is the Pixie Glowy Delicate Dew highlight, and it's like a duo, but I really want to use this shade. These ones I'm curious to try because they feel really wet and they look super wet. Like, do you see how beaming and wet that looks? You know what? I think I'm going to try this one because I haven't used it, so it'd be fun to like just try it, and then if I don't like it, I can top it off with the Maybelline. Oh yes. Oh yes. I'm sorry, I'm such a sucker for like a highlight that looks wet. Because believe it or not, like there's highlights out there that, I don't know, when you put them on the face, they just look kind of dry. And you kind of look like you just have a dry, light part on your cheek. Like, I don't want that. I want it to look like there's literally like water on it. Because then that's how it looks healthy and natural and pretty. You know what? Who said you could only use one highlight? Nobody. So I am going to use a little bit of the Maybelline as well. Just a little bit though, because I'm really loving this. This definitely A+ from me, really beautiful. And I actually love how this would work for my skin tone now. And then this shade will work perfectly when my tan fades or when I have no tan at all. So I love the duo. So I really don't feel like wearing blush today, but I feel like I should put a little bit. So I'm gonna use the Morphe, what is this called? 8W? Yeah, 8W blush palette. And I'm gonna take this shade right here. Really pretty for fall because it's like a darker nude. This is like my standard shade that I use, and then as you can see, this one just gets a little darker and a little warmer. Just a little bit, I don't know, I don't really feel like wearing blush today. I know you guys are probably like, really, Amy? Like, you barely put anything, but I don't really feel like blush today. Okay, so let's get started with the eyes. I just went ahead and did my brows off camera like usual, just to save time because it takes me forever to do them. I kind of was looking through my eyeshadow palette collection and I decided to use a new palette today. So I have this Makeup Revolution, which is a good dupe for the Modern Renaissance palette by ABH. So I think I might try this, or I have the Makeup Revolution Soph X palette, which is bomb. Like, this looks so good. Here it is. Like, how good does that look? And then I also have this BH Cosmetics Smoke palette, which I feel like this one is really nice, but it has less of the shades that I want. Like, the only shade that I think I need in this palette is this one. So I think I'm gonna use the other two. So first things first, I think I'm gonna use this shade right here mixed with this one just to do a little transition. And I already did set my eyes too. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not. For today's eye look, I really want to just do something smoky with like a shadow liner maybe, but I really want to just do rust, even for the lips. Take the same shade that I used to highlight, and I'm just gonna put a little bit over here. Just a little bit, because I don't really want the eyes to be shimmery. I want them to be quite matte. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, and then I'm gonna use the Kiss number 11 lashes. Okay, so I just went ahead and popped on the falsies, and now we're gonna move on to the lip. I'm super excited because I really wanna do this like rusty, warm, dark brown nude lip. So I think I'm gonna use a lip liner first, even though it's not gonna really show. I think I just wanna use the lip liner mainly just to map out my lips first. And then I'm really in between these two. This shade really calls me, like I think I'm leaning more towards this. For this makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It is definitely screaming fall to me. I'm getting dark vibes, but it's not too dark. It's like a medium dark. And I love, love, love the warm tones, the rusty oranges. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.